Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Office Bloke Aidan.
Here we are, just two of us today, getting us still on grandma duties.
Yeah.
Our son's swimming the channel, for those that don't know. Aidan's older brother, and he's on standby, making sure the weather. He's got one swimmer ahead of him, and if he doesn't take it, then he's next in line. So as of today, that was.
Nice.
So hopefully he's going to swim it tonight or tomorrow.
Cool.
So he's there or thereabouts. 10 US cities everyone is leaving in 2025. I don't think everyone's leaving.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll still be some people there by the end of it.
As many people move out, certain cities have people moving in.
Yeah,
but
true.
Certain places now, I look at it now and I think, I was just up in Scotland over the weekend and they've got some beautiful places up there, really nice. And I said to I could live up here quite easily. You know, it's just, the scenery's beautiful, it's very low traffic, it's calm, it's a lot less expensive. When you come to Manchester, as soon as we got round here, it's like pissing down with rain. You just got turned into a rat race. Traffic everywhere, people everywhere. Yeah. And I'm just like, do you need it? You know. So I guess big cities, as many people want to move to them, some people want to move out.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at this. 10 cities everyone is leaving in 2025. See what it is.
Get out now.
Any in mind?
I mean, to be honest, no.
I'd say San Francisco.
Do you reckon?
It's getting a bit of a bad rap, isn't it? Philadelphia.
Let's find out.
In 2025. Welcome back, everyone. When a city's population starts to shrink, whether folks are skipping town, the stork's taking a break, or people are just moving on to greener pastures, it's like watching a game of Jenga. The housing market wobbles, small businesses get a little shaky, and employment starts looking a little unstable. But don't panic. Keeping an eye on those demographic shifts is like having a cheat sheet. It helps residents, governments, and businesses stay ahead of trends and figure out how to keep the tower from toppling. So today we're looking at cities people have decided to leave en masse. Got it? Get it? Good. Let's take a look.
Ooh, Baltimore. Gets another bad
Number
rap,
10, Baltimore, Maryland. People are leaving Baltimore, Maryland for a variety of reasons that often boil down to concerns about safety and their quality of life. Normally, when you're in fear for your life, your quality of life sort of sucks. The city has struggled with high crime rates, especially violent crime rates, which make many of the residents feel unsafe in their own neighborhoods. This ongoing issue, combined with the perception that the local government isn't doing enough to address the issue, leads to some people seeking a more secure environment elsewhere. Additionally, the job market in Baltimore kind of sucks. While it's doing pretty good in certain sectors like healthcare and education, most people find more attractive salaries in other nearby cities like Washington, D.C. or Philadelphia, so they bail for those places. On top of that, Baltimore has been dealing with long-standing issues related to education and infrastructure. Public schools in the city are often underfunded and face challenges that could be discouraging for families with children. The other half of that coin is the infrastructure. The country of Syria has been locked in a civil war for some time now, and they have better roads than Baltimore. And that's even before they had the bridge collapse. Yeah, a cargo ship ran into the Key Bridge, which is a major transportation artery for Baltimore. That's still not put back together. Now, the ships can go through there because they've cleared the debris and the channel is open again, but the bridge is still down. Maryland officials estimate that the new span to cover the collapse section will be finished in the fall of 2028. It's like one of those double whammy things. The infrastructure is really bad already and you get that next punch. Sort of like your girlfriend's leaving you, but as she leaves, she kicks you in the nuts. Yeah, just like that. When you combine all these factors with the allure of more affordable housing, better schools, and a stronger sense of community in surrounding suburbs or neighboring states, it's easy to see why some people have decided to leave Baltimore in search for a better life. Currently, Baltimore has a population of about 569,000 residents. That's just the city, not the surrounding area. In 2018, they had 611. That's about a 6.8% drop. In 2025, it's predicted they'll lose another 2.7%.
It's I like Baltimore. I've been there a couple of times, but always stayed in the harbour area, so it's quite nice around there. Never really ventured further back, and a lot of people were saying if you go further back, it gets a little bit dangerous because it always seemed okay. But
I've heard that about Baltimore.
Yeah, but you got Annapolis just down the road as well, which is really nice. Annapolis is a really cool town from what I remember going there. It was a big, like I think
the Navy things there.
The naval base is there, yeah. But it was just absolutely really sort of like quaint and really nice from what I remember. Yeah, but yeah, surprised at Baltimore. So like big city, right, sort of like central down the I-95.
I think they'll probably all be quite big cities though, won't they?
Yeah, but when you've got the, I forgot about that bridge.
Yeah,
it's probably big problems, especially 2028. One time away. Yeah, I thought this would be on it.
Number 9, St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis has long been the gateway to the West, but lately they've kind of reversed course, and it seems more like they're the gateway to get out. People are packing up their toasted ravioli and heading to greener pastures. Literally. Maybe it's the oppressive humidity that makes them feel like they're living inside a hot, soggy blanket for half the year. Or perhaps it's the local government that has been letting the community down more often than not for the last 70 years or so. Now, there's one other problem that I saw that I had a problem with, and I don't think the locals really have as much a problem with because they're used to it. The streets are more confusing than a crossword puzzle written in hieroglyphics. And once you think you've found a shortcut or something, you'll find yourself in Illinois, in one of the absolute worst cities in the United States, which is East St. Louis. The main reason people are leaving St. Louis is the crime. Their violent crime rate is 298% above the national average. The national average for violent crimes is 370 for every 100,000 residents. St. Louis, it's 1,472. In 2018, St. Louis City, not the metro area, had 308,000 residents. In 2023, they have 286,000. That's down 7.14%. In 2025, they're predicted to lose another 2.8%.
I guess a lot of people are just sort of like, I don't know, the work from home system's definitely going to be a contributing factor for people moving outside.
Yeah.
But it's the crime. If you're not safe in your city, then you've got to move on somewhere else.
Yeah.
You look at places over here now at the moment, London. It's just one of them places where you look and you think, so you're just hearing of constant problems every single day. You never used to hear about it. It used to be kind of like a relatively, I wouldn't say safe city because there's danger parts in any place you go to. But the other thing you mentioned there is the local government not doing anything. Tell me a local government that does do something for people. They're all the same. Birmingham.
Number 8, Birmingham, Alabama. People are leaving Birmingham like they're trying to escape a pot of grits that's been left on the stove too long. The city was once a bustling hub of steel production, now seems to be rusting at the edges. Some say the infrastructure's so bad that they have potholes that turn into ponds after a good rain. Even the squirrels are packing up their acorns and heading to more exciting zip codes.
It's a bit like Manchester,
I was going to say, it's the potholes everywhere in the world now.
Especially with rainfall.
Just what's happened. Right?
I know, right?
Just everyone I speak to around the world just all moaning about the roads being shit. Right?
Codes. That's no lie either. Something's happening to the squirrels in Birmingham. I saw a couple years back, I saw this news report and a guy had mentioned that he doesn't see squirrels nearly as much as he used to in Birmingham. You have to be a real squirrel enthusiast to realize that your city doesn't have as many squirrels as it used to. I shouldn't make too much fun of it. I noticed that about my own hometown. It wasn't squirrels, it was a fish. Back in the Redondo Beach Pier, you used to be able to look right over the edge and see all these bright orange fish. They're called Garibaldis, or Catalina goldfish. I think I was probably in my 30s. I started looking over one day when I was down at the pier. Didn't see him anymore. Brought it up to a guy standing there. He goes, yeah, I haven't seen one in years. Don't know why. Probably has something to do with the pollution of the harbor. But Birmingham has another problem. It's the South. It has horrible weather. I mean, during the summer, you're sweating every single day like you were just in a hot yoga class. And then the next minute, they had a cold snap and you're pulling out sweaters because it just turned into a 40-degree day. For whatever the reason, people are flooding out of Birmingham. In 2023, their population was 196,000 residents. In 2018, that was 212,000 residents. That's a 7.7% drop. And they're expected to lose another 2.9% in 2025.
Damn.
Where are they going?
Sunshine.
Number 7, Santa Ana, California. People have been flooding out of Santa Ana for a few years now, and for various reasons, obviously, but one big factor is the rising cost of living. It is California, so it's going to be brutal no matter what part of the state you're in. Over the years, housing prices and rent have skyrocketed, making it tough for many residents to afford to stay. The city, like much of Orange County, where Santa Ana is, has seen home prices soar, pushing people to look for more affordable options. Even daily expenses like groceries and utilities have become a burden for some, leading them to search for a place where their money goes a little bit further. Back when I was a kid, if you got priced out of Orange County or like the South Bay where I'm from, you headed out to Temecula or maybe even Hemet. I wouldn't suggest Hemet anymore, but Temecula is still good. The dream of owning a home in Santa Ana or pretty much anywhere in Orange County has become a shallow pipe dream, and people are now heading to places like Arizona, Texas, New Mexico's starting to get hot, and even Idaho. And that's where a lot of the people come from when they're moving to Idaho from California. And before you say it, most of Orange County is Republican, so it's not like a bunch of liberals are heading up there. Now, that being said, it's not as Republican as it used to be. but it still is for California. Another reason people are leaving Santa Ana is the changing job market. While Santa Ana has some industries, it lacks the diverse job opportunities found in larger cities like Los Angeles and tech hubs like Silicon Valley. Many residents are moving to other regions where there's better job prospects, especially in emerging fields like technology and healthcare. In 2023, Santa Ana had 308,000 residents. Again, the city alone, not the metro area. That is down 7.76% from 2018 when they had 334,000. In 2025, they're expected to lose another 3%.
Some of these things, I watched quite a few programs about people moving out of cities and people being able to relocate to other cities. And I think we watched one on a place in Wyoming, Jackson, Wyoming, about how the low-end workers, like your when I say low-end, low-income workers, like your waiters, your bell staff at hotels and things like that, where they're not earning decent wages, that they can't afford to live there. So they go and find it somewhere else where they can afford to live and do a job as well. Yeah. Maybe work 1 or 2 shifts in different places while they go to school or whatever they do. But some of these places now, it seems to be a global thing. These little hubs are just sort of like growing so big and getting so expensive to live. People don't want to live there. And I don't know what they're aiming for though. Who's going to end up living there? Is it just going to be like an enclave of like super wealthy in all these little pockets, little bits, little areas? But again, people still need to serve them, don't they?
Yeah.
Number 6, Hialeah, Florida. People are leaving Hialeah for a variety of reasons. One of the main reasons is the cost of living. Florida, not just Miami, the whole state, is getting more and more expensive. Hialeah has long been known for its Cuban community and cultural richness. The rising costs of housing and everyday expenses is making it harder for residents to keep up. As rents and home prices continue to climb, many families are finding it difficult to stay in the area, prompting them to look for more affordable options elsewhere. This is especially true for younger generations who are trying to start families or save for the future, but are feeling the squeeze by the increasing financial pressures. Yeah, Florida's having a problem. Over the last 3 years, they're starting to notice that a lot of younger adults are choosing to leave Florida at a faster rate than ever before. Now, is it a major exodus? No, it's just gone up about 2 or 3 percentage points. But in 2018, it was up 1%. In 2019, it was up 2.4%. In 2020, it kind of stayed flat because of COVID and all that stuff. But back again in 2022, it was up 3.4%. And in 2023, it was up an even 4%. At the same time, they're seeing fewer and fewer younger generations moving into Florida. While Hialeah has a strong sense of community, the job market hasn't kept pace with the growing population. Many residents are finding it challenging to secure well-paying jobs or advance their careers, which is pushing them to seek opportunities in other cities and other states. Combined with the increasing traffic congestion and the stress of urban living, it's no surprise that more and more people are deciding that Hialeah isn't for them. They just want a better quality of life that's not happening there. In 2023, Hialeah had a population of 220,000 residents. That's down 8.1% from 2018 when they had 239,000. 2025, they're expected to lose another 3.2%.
I wonder where they're going though. Are they going like local, or are they going staying in Florida, or are they actually just going straight out?
It's a cheaper area of Florida, I guess, right?
That's one good thing. Right? It's one good for San Francisco. Yeah, it's one good thing about the USA. It's got free movement. Everyone speaks the same language pretty much wherever you go, and you can just you can up sticks from San Francisco to New York tomorrow, without any issues. We have to travel that sort of distance from the UK. I mean, we can't go to Europe anymore. We need visas now, and no one speaks English.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people.
Yeah, they do speak English, but it's not the first language. Is what I'm saying.
Number 5, San Francisco. Everyone's moving out of San Francisco except the homeless. Actually, they're doing a lot better than they were, let's say, 3 or 4 years ago, but it's still a nightmare. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that San Francisco's turned it around and they're just waiting for you. San Francisco, once a beacon for tech enthusiasts and dreamers alike, has seen a notable exodus in recent years. One major reason people are packing up is the skyrocketing cost of living, with rent prices through the roof, with everyday expenses.
2 stories.
I didn't realise it was 2 stories like that.
You go in Verrazano as well, it's 2 stories over Brooklyn, Staten Island.
Outpacing wages, many residents find it increasingly difficult to make ends meet. Now, there are people out there in San Francisco that are making $90,000, $100,000 a year, and they have to have like 3 roommates in a 2-bedroom apartment because it's that expensive.
Wow.
There are people that are making close to $100,000 that actually live in their car right now. They go shower at Planet Fitness and go into work. That's how expensive it is. Then you put on top of that what they're paying in student loans probably. It's incredibly bad. Another thing that's driving people out of San Francisco is, the best way to explain it is the vibe. It's not like it used to be. San Francisco has always been known for its vibrant culture and diverse communities, but the rapid gentrification and influx of wealth have shifted the city's character. Many longtime residents feel that the city has lost its soul, becoming more of a playground for the wealthy than a place for true cultural exchange. Coupled with the concerns over rising crime, homelessness, and strained infrastructure, it's no surprise that people are looking to other cities where they can find a better balance between work, life, and affordability. Now, San Francisco is a city, and it's also its very own county. So I always found that strange. In 2023, they had 808,000 residents. That is down 8.59% from 2018 when they had 884,000. By 2025, they're expected to lose another 3.3%.
That's mad.
Makes sense, so.
Number 4, El Monte, California. Have you ever heard of it? If you're from Los Angeles, you've heard of El Monte. If you're not from the Los Angeles area, you're probably thinking about canned food right now. You'd be wrong, because that's Del Monte, not El Monte. But people are leaving El Monte for a mix of reasons, and none of them have anything to do with canned foods. One of the biggest factors is the rising cost of living, especially when it comes to housing. El Monte has seen property values and rent prices increase over the years, making it harder for families and individuals to afford to stay here. Crime is not really a problem here. Their crime is actually below the national average. At least that's the overall crime. Their violent crime is only like 2% above. That is nothing. But the economic pressures push people to seek more affordable living situations in other parts of California or even out of the state, where they can actually get something for their money. Another reason people are leaving El Monte is because they just want better opportunities and a better quality of life. While El Monte has its strengths, some residents feel that there are other areas that need a little work, like the schools. Traffic congestion and long commutes are also a big issue with this part of the Los Angeles basin. El Monte is east of downtown Los Angeles, and you have to take the 10 freeway to get home. And that's not a fun ride, especially during rush hour. In 2023, El Monte had 105,000 residents, and that is down 9.3% from 2018 when they had 116,000. By 2025, they're expected to lose 3.3% more.
Never even heard of it. Heard of Aurora.
Number 3, Aurora, Illinois. Aurora, Illinois might be known as the City of Lights, but lately it seems like folks are packing up and heading to dimmer pastures. There could be numerous reasons for this. Maybe it's because Aurora's weather has developed a bit of an identity crisis. Snow in April, sunburns in October, and enough humidity in the summer to turn your morning jog into an accidental swim. Some residents joke that the seasons here are like a special surprise in a cereal box. You never know what you're going to get, but when you get it, you're pretty sure you didn't want it. Aurora sits on the outskirts of the Chicago metro area. Kinda doesn't, but officially it is part of the metro area. It's like the last real city you come to before you hit the farmlands. Being part of the Chicago metro area gives it a problem that a lot of the locals hate. They got too much traffic. Aurora's traffic is pretty bad for a suburb. Is it the worst? No, but you don't expect it when you go someplace like this. You expect it to be a lot less than you're going to find in Chicago. It's less, not as much as you'd expect. Their crime isn't horrible, and their cost of living isn't insane. It's not great, either one of them, but they're not terribly bad. I think Aurora's biggest problem is there's just better suburbs to move to, and that's what people are doing. In 2023, Aurora, Illinois had 182,000 residents, and that is down 9.98% from 2018 when they had 202,000. They're expected to lose another 3.4% by 2025.
I always think on these these sort of like outskirt cities, the suburbs just on the outside of the big cities like Aurora, for example, losing that 3%. Are they moving into the city of Chicago? Is Chicago growing by that 3%? Are they thinking, you know what, I can get the same value for money and what I'm getting out here, right downtown? You probably can't. I'm guessing you probably can't.
I wouldn't have imagined so.
No, but I wonder if that's the case. They're moving there, or are they moving further out of state? You have to let us know on this, because it's interesting to me where they're going, where people are moving to, what the growing cities that are taking in the 3% from here, and where if you
not necessarily moving to cities as well.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if you're relocating from somewhere. Let us know if you've relocated somewhere in the US. We've relocated many times, and I know it's just for pure work basis what we've done. But then there's other side of it where, you know, if you're thinking it's not working for me here in San Francisco, where am I going to go? Where do you look to go Do you look at job opportunities, or do you look at lifestyle and think,
I guess everyone's different as well, though.
Yeah, they are.
They want to live.
But I guess it's job opportunities got to come number one, unless you're retiring.
Yeah.
So it's one or the other, isn't it? That's got to be first on the list, probably. Jackson, Mississippi.
Number 2, Jackson, Mississippi. If you're living in Jackson and you already don't have plans to move out, you're doing something wrong with your life. This city is a frickin' nightmare. Jackson, Mississippi has been experiencing something of an exodus over the last handful of years. And it's not because everyone suddenly discovered the allure of Alaska's 23 hours of daylight. No, the fine folks of Jackson seem to have collectively decided that if they want to continue a struggle with crumbling infrastructure, unreliable water supplies, and potholes the size of kiddie pools, they can just go to an extreme survival reality show. And I haven't even gotten to the crime part. You know why? Because it's gotten better. Over the last few years, Jackson's crime rate has gotten better, but their poverty rate is still pretty bad, and I think that's what's driving a lot of people out. A few years ago, the violent crime rate in Jackson was around 100% above the national average. Then they turned it around. Now it started getting better, then all of a sudden it got really, really good. Some people say that's because they quit turning in their crime stats. Who knows? Besides the poverty, one of the biggest reasons people are leaving there is residents have endured discolored water, low pressure, oily water, and water with floating particles. Jackson's water previously had elevated lead levels, and its treatment plants have struggled to properly, consistently filter and disinfect the water. They've got a major water crisis going on there. And that is never good. In 2023, Jackson, Mississippi had 146,000 residents. That is down from 167 in 2018. That's a drop of about 12.69%. By the end of 2025, they're expected to lose another 4.8%. All right.
That's big, that, because when you look at it as well, it's the revenue they're losing as a council as well, or a government entity. When you think about it, it's like they don't give a shit, these governments. They really don't care about building, and I guess it might be one of them places where there's just nothing happening anymore. It's had its day and it's finished.
Yeah.
We've seen it in certain places around
Some
the USA.
obviously places are favoured above other places and that, though, across the country.
Yeah, but it depends what sort of infrastructure you're going to get put in place and what kind of investment.
It's that's why Liverpool, the Scousers all don't class them as English.
Yeah,
because the government doesn't help them out, apparently.
Not really, no, because we know why. It's a specific party that governs there, but they are changing, and it's getting improved. It's getting a lot of improvement, Liverpool. But you see, it's going down the same lines as what we're talking about here. The infrastructure's been left alone, and it's crumbling. It's a shitty place to live. I'm not talking about Liverpool. I'm talking about in general.
Right before we get to number 1, if you're thinking about moving to any city in the country or any state or any town, there's a link for a website called Home and Money in the description area below. They can get you in touch with a real estate agent anywhere in the country. They got a bunch of other cool stuff on their website. All right, on to number 1.
There we go. Come in. Oh,
Paradise.
You want to leave Paradise?
I mean, the name's not really fitting, is it, if it's number 1?
They probably paved over it and made a parking lot.
And number 1, Paradise, Nevada. Have you ever heard of Paradise, Nevada? Well, it's part of the Las Vegas metro area, and if you've ever been to Vegas, that is where the Las Vegas Strip is, and you're going to find all those giant casinos. MGM Grand to the Flamingo to Harrah's to the Bellagio, and of course my favorite, the Encore. I love that one. I don't know why. Paradise, Nevada, once known for its glitzy casinos and 24/7 party vibe, is now seeing a curious exodus. Now, Paradise is a good-sized city, and it takes up a lot of land. I mean, they've got plenty of homes, they got the entire strip there, and they even have Harry Reid International Airport inside Paradise. So there's a lot of people here, not just the casinos. So why is everyone...
A lot of jobs, though, as well, when you think about it.
Yeah.
You've got everything in the hospitality industry, covering the hotels. You've got an airport there, he said. And you've got the full city. Everything's on offer.
Everyone leaving Paradise, Nevada. Well, there's not one individual reason that jumps out above everything else, but a lot of people complain about the weather, which has always been that hot, so I don't know why that's something new. Yeah. But the high cost of utilities, poor school system, they're running out of water. Las Vegas is facing a serious water shortage. Paradise, being part of the Las Vegas metro area, is feeling it too. The city gets about 90% of its water from the Colorado River, which is facing the worst drought in recorded history. That being said, we have had a few really good winters that have helped with the drought, but it's just going to go back to the way it always is. Extreme drought, and it's just going to get worse. And of course, limited job opportunities. Las Vegas is a tourist-driven economy, so the job market can be volatile, to say the least. There's also a limited number of high-paying jobs in Las Vegas in general, and Paradise, where a lot of people live, they're feeling it and they're leaving. In 2023, Paradise, Nevada had 183,000 residents. That is down from 235,000 in 2018. That's a 22.03% drop. By the end of 2025, they are expected to lose another 5%.
That's big, that.
It's not really a place you'd live, though, really, is it? It's a place you'd go to.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
Some people have got to live there. The ones when you go to, who's cleaning the rooms in the hotel, who's working on the
No,
reception,
I know,
who's
but I
working
guess
in the bars and restaurants,
that's
who's
the sort
cooking
of
the
place
food.
you'd go to work. You'd live like 20 minutes outside of that area.
Oh, right, I see what you mean. You probably is there somewhere 20 minutes outside that's commutable that you go and live? Is there cities that are, you know,
I mean, not really.
price?
So just like little suburban areas that just look
Sure
like
there
where
is.
you'd live, and then you can drive into paradise.
But it's the cost of it, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
it's the cost of, so like they might be super expensive compared to what you get. You know,
Yeah,
in
very true.
in Vegas, I don't know how it works, but with the especially with hotel staff, I know a lot of senior hotel staff live in the hotel sometimes, or they get a room that's available from depending on what they do. Don't know if that's the case in Las Vegas. I don't know, but it's interesting. That's a massive drop that in Vegas.
Yeah,
So
I know, right? I
huge drop.
didn't expect that.
Yeah, 20%. That's I don't know. It's let us know in the comments what you think, because like I say, some of them cities there definitely want to go. But I thought Philadelphia might have been on there, because I watched quite a lot of videos about Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And there's some places around there where you just think, wow, it's got a massive issue sort of thing. But it's a great city as well, though, Philadelphia. I do like it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that too. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers.
Cheers.